So now we will be doing percents, and my name is Mohammad Rafe Suhail. So the first question is, if 25 students took an exam and 4 of them failed, and what percent of them passed? So if we have 25 students and 4 of them failed, we are left with 21. So the percent of them passed would be 21 divided by total number of students. So this would be again 21 divided by 25 multiplied by 100. So for now, why we are doing multiplying it by 100? Because we want to find out the percent. 4 into 21 equals to 84. So option D is correct. Question 2, Amanda bought a $60 sweater on a sale at 5% off. How much did she pay including 5% sales tax? So the sweater was for $60 and it was selling at a 5% discount. So 5% of 60 equals to $3. So 6 5s are 30. So if we have 60 into 5 over 100, so this and this cancels. So 5 6 are 30. 30 divided by 10 equals to 3. So the price is 57 after the discount, and now we need to add sales tax. So there's a 5% sales tax. So 1 plus 0.05. So 5% is your sales tax. So 57 plus, now 57 into 5 over 100. So 57 into 5 would be how much? So 50 into 5 is 250 and 7 into 5 is 35. So 285 divided by 100 equals to 2.85. So 57 plus 2.85 equals to 59.85. So option D is correct. Now, what is 10% of 20% of 30%? So quite simple, 10 divided by 100, multiply by 20 divided by 100, multiply by 30 divided by 100. So 10 into 20 is 200. 200 multiplied by 30 is 6,000. So 6,000 divided by, we have how many zeros? 4 zeros. So 3 0 cancels out, and over here 3 zeros, we're going to cancel them. And we are left with 6 divided by 1,000. So if we have a decimal over here, 1, 2, 3, so 0.06, or we can say 0.6 divided by 100. So the answer would be 0.6%. So the correct option is B. Now, if C is a positive number and 500% of C is what percent of 500C? So 500% of C is what percent of 500C? So 500% of C, it means 5C. So 500% of C is what percent of 500C? So let's suppose X is the percent of 500C. So X percent multiplied by 500C equals to 5C. So 500% of C is what percent of 500C? So this would be X divided by 100 into 500C equals to 5C. So this X over 100 will equal to 5C over 500C. C cancel, and X equals to 5 ones are 5, 500. So 100 over 100 is 1. So the correct answer would be option C. Now, what percent of 50 is B? So what percent of 50 is B? So let's suppose X is the percent of 50 equals to B. Now this is X over 100 equals to B over 50. X equals to 100 multiplied by B divided by 50. 51s are, 52s are, this equals to 2B. So the correct option is B. Now, maybe most of the students, they might get this question wrong. What percent of 50 is B? Maybe like immediately you might say it's 0.5B. 0.5B is B over 2. So you might select this option, which is actually wrong. So you need to read the question very carefully. 8 is 1/3% of what number? So 1/3% multiplied by x. This is what number? 1/3% of what number? 1/3% of x equals to 8. So we can say 1/300. So from where we are getting this 1/300? So it's 1/3%. So 1/3, it's a percent, so 1/100. So it would be 1/300. For example, 50% is what? 50/100. 1/3% would be what? 1/3 into 1/100. So 1/300 into x equals to 8. X equals to 8 multiplied by 300, that is equals to 2400. So the correct option is, or the correct answer is 2400. Quite simple. Now, during his second week on the job, Mario earned $110. This represented a 25% increase over his earnings of the previous week. Now, previous week you earned X. Now you are earning 110, and it's an increase of 25%. So X multiplied by 1 plus 0.25 equals to 110. Now, how much did he earn during his first week of work? Now you need to understand this equation. X, that was your original. Now there's an increase of 25%. Now most of the students, they might do this. X multiplied by 0.25 equals to 110. Now that is totally wrong. We need to add 1 because there's an increase. Initially it was X, now it is increasing by 25%. So 1 plus 0.25 equals to 110. So X equals to 110 divided by 1.25. So we need to find out this number. So let's find out 110 divided by 1.25. So let's suppose we take 8. So 8 into 1.25 is 10. 11 minus 10 is 1. Again 10. And 8 we're going to have again. So 8 multiplied by 1.25 is 10 again. So we have 0. So the correct answer is 88. We need to know this. So 1.25 multiplied by 8 equals to 10. So 1 plus 0.25 multiplied by 8. Again, 8 multiplied by 1 is 8. 0.25 is 1/4 multiplied by 8 is 2. So this equals to 10. Question 8. At Bernie's bargain basement, everything is sold for 20% less than the price market. If Bernie buys radios for $80, what price should he mark them if he wants to make a 20% profit on his cost? Now, we need to find out the price. What should be the label price? And we know that we are selling it at, we should state in such a way that there is a discount of 20%. So if there is a price, X, there is a price, and we are giving a 20% discount. So it must be selling for 0.8x. Now from where we are getting this 0.8? Now 0.8 means that if the price was 100, if the discount is 20%, so you must be selling it for 80. So you're going to sell the asset for 0.8x. Now you are buying this asset for 80. You need to add profit of 20%. So 1 plus 0.2. This should boil down to how much? 0.8x. So that if you sell it at this X price, and then after the discount, you will going to get 0.8. Now, if you buy this asset for 80, and then eventually get a cash flow of 0.8x, so you make a profit of 20%. So 80 into 1 plus 0.2 equals to 0.8x. So we can say x equals to 80 divided by 0.8, 1.2. So x 80 divided by 0.8 would be 100. And this will boil down to 120. Why 80 over 0.8 is 100? So we can say 80 divided by 8 over 10. So 80 multiplied by 10 divided by 8, or we can say 80 divided by 8 over 10, and 80 multiplied by 10 over 8. So 8 ones are 8 tens are 10 tens are 100. 100 into 1.2 is 120. So option D is correct. Question 9. Now, Mrs. Fisher usually deposits the same amount of money each month in a vacation fund. So there's a vacation fund where you are depositing money at each month. So let's suppose you deposit $1 each month. So after 12 months, you must be having $12. Now this year she decides not to make any contribution during November and December. So no contribution in November and December. So there's no contribution. So how many months are left to contribute? 10 months. Now to make the same amount of contribution that she had originally planned. So the original plan was that in 1 year, the total dollar amount that needs to be generated would have been $12. By what % should she increase her monthly deposits from January through October? So there are 10 months which are left. 10 months which are left because in 2 months we are not paying anything. So we need to generate $12 in 10 months. So each month we need to deposit 1.2 so that we will get the same $12 at the end. So original amount that we were depositing was $1. Now we need to deposit $1.2. So how much increase there is? So there's an increase of 20%. So the correct option is B. Question 10. The price of a loaf of bread was increased by 20%. Now let's suppose the bread was $10. Now it is $120 because it increased by 20%. How many loaves can be purchased for the amount of money that used to buy 300 loaves? So 300 loaves of bread. And if each bread is for $10, so you have to pay $3,000 in order to get 300 loaves. Now, how many loaves of bread that we can buy for if the price has gone up to 120? So obviously you will be buying less than 300. So we can't buy more than 300. So these two options are totally incorrect. If the price increase and we have $3,000 for now to buy the same amount. So how many loaves can we purchase for the amount of money that used to buy 300 loaves? So if $3,000 were used to buy 300 loaves, so now how many loaves you can buy if each loaf is for $120? Now 120 needs to be divided by 3,000 needs to be divided by 120. So 3,000 divided by 120, this we cancel out this. So 300s are 300, 3 4s are. And I believe the price of a loaf of bread was increased by 20%. So, oh yeah, so sorry. If the price of the bread is $10, now if we increase by 20%, it won't be $120. It would be $12, obviously. So 12 into 1.2 would be $12. It won't be $120. So we don't need to divide this by 120, but we need to divide this by 12. So 3,000 divided by 12. So if we use 3,000, 3 multiplied by 1,000 is 3,000. So, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. 1,000, if 1,000 divides, if we divide 1,000 by 4, we get 250. So 2 500s are 2 2s are 500 divided by 2 is 250. So we could buy 250 loaves of bread. So the mistake over here was that if we have $10 and there is an increase of 20%, it won't become 120, but instead it would be $12. Okay, so 1 micron equals to 10,000 angstroms. Okay. Now then 100 angstrom is what percent of 10 microns? So 10 microns would equals to 10 multiplied by 10,000 angstroms. So this would be 100,000. Now what then 100 angstrom is what percent of 10 microns? So 100 angstrom divided by angstrom, sorry, 100 angstroms would be divided by 100,000 angstroms. Why 100,000? Because in 10 micron there would be 10 multiplied by 10,000 angstroms. So this cancels out. So we have 1 divided by 1000. Now 1 divided by 100 is 1%. Now if we add one more zero, then this 1% divided by 10 would be 0.1%. So the correct answer would be D. Now there are twice as many girls as boys. So girls and boys, if boys were 100, the girls would be 200. In an English class, if 30% of the girls and 45% of the boys have already handed in their book reports. So 30% of the girls and 45% of the boys. 30% of the girls would be how much? 200 into 30%. 200 into 30 divided by 100 would be 60. And 45% of 100 would be 45. Now, what percent of the students have not yet handed in their reports? So 105 out of 300. So the total number of students we have 300. 105 have submitted. Then how many will have not submitted? So 300 minus 105 equals to 195. They haven't submitted the report. So what percent? So 195 divided by 300. So 300s are now 6 3s are 18, 3 5s are 15. So 65 over 100 is 65%. So this is the right answer. Question 13. An art dealer bought a Ming vase for $1,000 and later sold it for $10,000. So you are buying it for $1,000 and selling it for $10,000. Now, let's suppose if we go from 100 to 120, what's the percentage change? So the percentage change would be 120 divided by 100 minus 1, that is 20%. Now, by what percent did the value of the vase increase? So 10,000 divided by 1,000 minus 1. So we need to find out the growth. So by how much the value increased. So that is the reason why we are subtracting it by 1. So if we go from 100 to 120, what's the increase? What's the percentage increase? That would be 20%. Or 120 divided by 100 minus 1, that is your 20%. So 1,000 cancelled. 10 minus 1 is what? 9. Now, this 9, we can say that if you want to write it down in percentage, so 900% is actually 9. And we can check it. 900 multiplied by, because of this percent, we have to write it 1 over 100. So 900 into 1 over 100 is 9. So always remember, let's suppose if an asset goes from $100 to $200. So what's the increase? What's the growth? So the growth would be 200 divided by 100 minus 1. And the answer comes 1. This 1 actually represents 100%. There's a 100% increase, because 100% is actually what? 1. 100 divided by 100 is 1. So the correct answer is 900%, because 900% is actually 9. 1,000% is actually what? 10. 100% is 1. 90% is 0.9 and 10% is 0.1. So we are just dividing it by 100. So option D is correct. Now question 14, during a sale, a clerk was putting a new price tag on each item. On one jacket, he accidentally raised the price by 15%. So originally it was X, so it was increased to 1.1x, so increased by 15%. And why am I adding 1 as well? So originally the price was X and it is increasing by 15%, so it would be 1.1x. Instead of lowering the price by 15%, now it should have been 0.85x, because 15% is 0.15, and if we lower it down, 1 minus 0.15 is 0.85. As a result, the price on the tag was $45 higher. So the difference from this point to this point was $45. So 1.15x minus 0.85x equals to 45. What was the original price of the jacket? Now we need to find out this x now. So 1.15 minus 0.85 is 0.3x equals to 45. X equals to 45. 450 divided by 3. Or we can write 0.3 as 3 over 10. So 10 will go up. 10. So we can write this 3 over 10 x equals to 45. This x would be 45 multiplied by 10 divided by 3, or 450 divided by 3, and this would boil down to 150. So correct answer is 150. Question 15. On one test consisting of 80 questions, so we have 80 questions, Eve answers 75% of the first 60 questions. So the first 60 questions, 75% of the first 60 questions correctly. So 60 into 75%. This would be 60 into 3 by 4. So 4 15s are 15 into 3 is 45. Now, what percent of the 20 questions? So we have already gotten 45 questions correct. So these are correct 45 questions. Now, what percent of other 20 questions does she need to answer correctly for her grade on the entire exam to be 80%? So if we have 80 questions and you need to score 80%, so 80 into 0.8 is 64. So you need to get 64 questions right. You have already gone, you have already gotten 45 questions right. So 64 minus 45 equals to 19. So in the next 20 questions, you need to get 19 questions correct. So what is the percentage of this? So 19 divided by 20. So out of the 20 questions, you need to get 19 of them correct. So 19 divided by 20 is what? So 2 divided by 20 is 10. 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. So we need to get 95% of the questions correct. So 9.5 divided by 10 is 0.95, and 95% is basically 0.95. Okay, so which quantity is greater than a, equal, and so on? So 400% of 3. So 400% of 3 would be 400 divided by 100 multiplied by 3, or 300% of 4. So 300 divided by 100 into 4. In both cases, this would be 1200 divided by 100. And over here as well, 300 into 4 is 1200 over 100. So it's same. So quantity A and quantity B both are equal. N% of 25. So N divided by 100 multiplied by 25 equals to 50. So N would be equal to 50 into 100 divided by 25. So 25 2s are 50, and this N equals to 200. Now 50% of N. So what's 50% of N? 50 divided by 100 into 200 is 100. So this number is 100, and obviously 100 is more than 75. So option A would be correct, that quantity A is greater than quantity B. The price of a television when it is on a sale of at 25% off, and the price of that television when it's on sale at $25. Now, which quantity is higher? Now, this is again a trick question, because over here it's an absolute number, that it's at $25, and over here we have a percentage. Let's suppose A and B, the television is for $1,000. In B scenario, there's a $25 off. So the television would be selling for $975 because it's $25 off. But in in as far as quantity A is concerned, there is a 25% off. So 25% of 1,000 is $250. So 25% of 1,000 is $250. So 250 discount means that your asset or your television would be selling for $750. So it's 975 and 750 are not equal. If we say that the television was for $100, then quantity A and quantity B would say that the television would be selling for $75. Why? Because there's a $25 straight off. Now 25% of 100 is again $25. And over here as well, the television would be selling it for $75. Over here, it's equal. So again, there can be various scenarios. So we cannot actually, it is impossible to determine which quantity is greater, because in one instance, the quantity is equal. In the other instance, they are not equal. So correct option would be D. Okay, so the price of a cellular phone one. So cellular phone one is 20% more than the price of a cellular phone two. So let's suppose cellular phone two is for 100. So phone one would be selling for 120. Now the price of cellular phone one when it is on a sale at 20% off. Now obviously, if we have $100, 20% of $100 would be 20. 120 into 20% would be obviously more than 20. So 120 into 20% would be 24. So there's a $24 over here. Now the price of a cellular phone one when it is on sale at 20% off. So cellular phone one would be selling for $96. And the price of a cellular phone two, that is again $100. So quantity B is more because it's $100, and if there's a 20% discount, then it would be selling for 96. Now this is a very important question. You need to understand that if we have a number X, if it increases by 20%, so this will become 1.2x. But if there's a from 1.2, if there is a discount of the same amount discount, so there's a discount of 20%, it doesn't mean that we go back to x. It means we go back less than x. In this particular instance, we had $100. So we went up by 20%. So it went up to 120. Now, if we go back same 20% down, we went up by 20%. If we go by 20% down, we don't get back to 100. We go a little less. We go back lesser than 100. That is the reason quantity B would be higher. So we go lesser than 100. So A, that is 100, is more than this lesser amount of 96. So option B is correct. 2/3 of 3/4. So 2 upon 3 into 1 over 100 into 3 by 4 is 3/4 into 1 over 100 to 2 by 3. So this would be 6 divided by 300, 1200. So 3 multiplied by 100 into 4 is 1200. This would be equal to 6. 3 2s are 6. 4 into 400 multiplied by 3 is also 1200. So both quantities are equal. And there's a very important property that A% of B is equal to B% of A. So A% of B is equal to B% of A. So you need to know this. So if this is A, this is B, this is B, this is A. So A% of B is equal to B% of A. A% of 1 over B. So this would be A divided by 100 into 1 over B. This is A over 100B. B% of 1 over A. So B% of 1 over A would be, so B over 100 equals to 1 over A. So this would be B over 100 A. So we have A over 100 B and B over 100 A. Now which quantity is higher, greater, less? We can't say. We can't say. They can be equal as well. If A equals to B, it can be equal. But if A is more than B, then option A would be correct. Or quantity A would be more. So the point is that we can't tell We can't tell. For example, A is 10 and B is 5. So this would be 10 divided by 500. Over there, this would be 5 divided by 1000. And it can be reverse as well. Now A is 5, B is 10. So we can't say which quantity is greater or less. So option D is correct, because in the end of the day, it's A over 100B and B over 100A. Now A and B, they are not defined. Bank A pays 5% interest. So bank A pays 5% interest on its saving account and B pays 4%. Now, percent by which bank B would have to raise its interest rate to match bank A. So we need to go from 4 to 5. So what's the percentage change? So 5 divided by 4 minus 1. So 5 divided by 4 is 1.25 minus 1 is 0.25. So we need to increase by 25%. 25% is more than 20%. So option A is correct. A solution that is 20% sugar is made sweeter by doubling the amount of sugar. So let's suppose this solution contains S, this is sugar 20, and let's suppose water is 80. Now we are adding double the amount of sugar, so we are adding 20 more. So now sugar is 40 and water is, again it will going to remain same. So 40 divided by total amount would be now 120. So if we have 20 sugar and 80 water and the total amount is 100. Now if we are adding 20 sugar more, so the total amount would be 120. So 40 divided by 120 is 33.33% or 1 by 3. Now most of the students, they might get this wrong. So let's suppose most of the students might think that 20% is sugar. And let's suppose the total solution is 100. Now we might say that, okay, so the sugar is 0.2. So if you are doubling the amount of sugar, this will become 0.2 more. And we might come to the conclusion that the answer is 0.4 or 40%. Now this is wrong. Why? Because if we add sugar, then the total amount is also going up. So if we had 80 water and 20 sugar, now we are adding 20 sugar more. So the total now is 120, not 100. So if we just double it 20% and just double it, we get 40%. And most of the students, they might say that both quantities would be equal. Now, no, this is not correct. Quantity A would be 33.33%. Now the percent of sugar in the new solution would be 33.33%. It would be more than 20%, but again, it would be less than 40%. So option B is correct, that quantity B is greater than quantity A. Now B is an integer greater than 1. And B equals to n%. Now n% of B square equals to B. So we can say n equals to 100 B divided by B square. So this is 100 over B. So n equals to 100 over B. Now B is an integer greater than 1 and B equals to n% of B square. Now quantity B is 50 and quantity A is n. Now the problem is, now B is an integer greater than 1. So n can be 2, n can be 4, n can be 5. Sorry, B is an integer greater than 1. So B can be 2, B can be 2, B can be 4, and B can be 5. So n equals to, if B is 2, then 100 divided by 2 is 50. Now if B is 4, now 4 is also an integer greater than 1. So n would be 25 now. So we can't say whether it would be 50, 24 or what. So it can be equal. It can be equal. It can also be, n can be equal to 50 and it can also be less than 50. So we cannot say whether it is equal or less. So it is impossible to determine which quantity is greater. Now, after Ali gives Lior 50% of our money, so we have Ali over here and Lior. Let's suppose Ali had $100 and he paid, or she paid, actually Ali is she over here. She paid 50%. So she would be left with $50, and $50 will go to Lior. Now she had 20% as much as he did. So Lior, let's suppose this is the amount Lior had. 20% of Lior now would be equal to 50, because this is after paying the 50%, this is what is left, and this is 20% as much as Lior had, and Lior is a he over here. So Lior, the amount of money Lior have now is 50 divided by 0.2. Now 50 divided by 0.2 is 250. So we can say L equals to 50. So this, we can write this as 2 divided by 10, or 50 divided by 2 over 10. We can say 50 into 10 over 2. So 25 multiplied by 10 is 250. So Lior now have 250. Now before getting $50, Lior must be having $200. So after getting $50 from Ali, Lior, the amount of money Lior have is 250. Now before getting $50, Lior must be having $200. Now 75% of the amount Lior had originally, so 200 is the original amount multiplied by 0.75. This equals to 150. And 150% of the amount Ali had originally. So 150 into 100 is what? Again 150. So both quantities are equal. So option C is correct. Now that's it. Again, I would recommend that you do a lot of practice so that you can get a perfect score. Thank you very much.